A federal court has ruled that it's 100% legal for you to flip the bird at police officers. They cannot arrest you for it, even though many have arrested people in the past citing disorderly conduct after they flipped the bird. Now, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit ruled that the ancient gesture of insult is not the basis for a reasonable suspicion of a traffic violation or impending criminal activity. This is interesting. I didn't know whether or not you could get arrested for this because it should be protected under speech, right? Because it is a form of speech.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant, but we don't have any laws that ban unpleasant speech. And so it's ridiculous for a cop to arrest you for it. But even if the federal court ruled this way, I'm pretty sure that they can find some sort of loophole to arrest you anyway.
Right. So there's two things here. So first off, in terms of the speech, it was making me think, what can't you say to a cop? I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know. But what can you tell a cop? Steve Mayton maybe knows. Can you tell a cop, go fuck yourself? Are you allowed to say that to a cop? Is that an arrestable offense? I'm not sure.
I don't think that that's an arrestable offense, but I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. So
Steve, do you know?
I don't know for certain, but I'm pretty certain that that's not an offense. They can be arrested.
Right. I'm sure you can't threaten a cop's life.
That's the definition of free speech.
Right. So I'm sure you can't threaten a cop's life, but you can say, go fuck yourself to a cop. Let's assume that's the truth. We'll double check on that. Well, then there's no reason that you can't flip them the bird too, right?
Right. And also, I mean, you shouldn't be criminalized for insulting someone, regardless of who that person is.
Yeah.
Even if it's a cop, you should be able to insult a cop. You shouldn't be arrested for that, right? Now, if there's real disorderly conduct, right, if you're like throwing feces at the wall, then yeah, maybe it would make sense for you to get arrested. But something like this should be protected under free speech.
Yeah, the cops cannot be happy about this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they get this already in the first place. We have such a heightened sensitivity to what's going on with the police right now that more of this is just, I feel like, unfortunately, while I have no problem with this, and this is how it should be, more of this is not going to help this situation.
Have you ever had any type of interaction with a cop where it got even close to this?
I mean, all of my interactions with the cops, I grew up in the suburbs, were all like maybe somehow like a little bit of weed related or something like that, like nothing. I got into a fight once and they just pulled us apart and that was that. So nothing, I can't think of anything really that,
I
where it got
don't
out of
really
control.
understand why people complain about police brutality. Cops are really nice to us all the time.
What is it about us? Is there a theme?
I think it's because we're not thuggish. Like we're just.
I wasn't wearing a hoodie, I can tell you that much. I know I wasn't wearing a hoodie, so maybe that had something to do with it.
No, but surprisingly, like if you guys are members, you've heard my story about a cop that harassed me. And so no one is safe. But of course, if you have a certain skin color, you're probably going to get harassed more.
Yeah, well, actually, even the weed thing with me, it was just a couple of my friends just like standing behind the school smoking a joint. And a cop came by, and we kind of knew who he was. He was like the local cop on the thing at the school. And he kind of joked around with us, I'm going to arrest you guys. And then just nothing happened. But there is a good chance, if we had been black, that whole situation would have worked out differently.
Of course, you'd probably be incarcerated.
And I know how you feel about being incarcerated in general, much less incarcerated for weed.
Exactly.